Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're making a fantastic dessert together. With its creamy filling and crispy layers coming together, it creates an incredible taste. We're making the delicious Turkish dessert, Şöbiyet. Let's start by making the cream filling. In a saucepan, add 1 cup of milk and 1/3 cup of semolina, then stir continuously until it comes to a boil. It only takes about 2 to 3 minutes to thicken. Once it's ready, set the cream aside and move on to the next step, making the syrup. For the syrup, add 1½ cups of sugar and 2 cups of water to a saucepan. Let it boil over medium heat for about 15 minutes until it thickens. After that, add a slice of lemon and let it simmer for another 5 minutes. Then, turn off the heat and set it aside to cool. If you plan to serve the dessert on the same day, I recommend placing the syrup in the fridge to cool faster. For the butter mixture, melt 1 stick of butter and 1 to 3 cup of vegetable oil in a saucepan. Once melted, remove the foam that forms on top. If you don't remove the foam, it can burn on top of the dessert and leave black spots, affecting both the taste and appearance. I pour the melted butter into a separate bowl, making sure not to transfer the residue at the bottom, as those can burn in the dessert as well. I'm using only 1 pack of phyllo dough for this recipe. I'll be using the other pack for another delicious dessert, which I'll share in my next video, so stay tuned. Now, I've set the phyllo sheets aside and will be working with them in batches of 5. I take 5 sheets, brushing each one with the melted butter before stacking them. Then, I take another 5 sheets, place them on top, and repeat the same process. The top layer is left unbrushed with butter. Now, I'm cutting the dough into squares. It's important to cut them as evenly as possible so that all our desserts are the same size. Some people even use a ruler for precision, but I prefer to do it by eye. Hopefully, they'll turn out even. I placed the semolina cream we made earlier into a piping bag, and I'm using that to pipe the filling onto the dough. You can also use any Ziploc bag with a pointed tip if you don't have the specific one I'm using. We pipe the cream evenly until it's all used up, then sprinkle crushed hazelnuts on top. I used hazelnuts, but you can also use walnuts or pistachios. Each will add a unique flavor to the dessert. Now we take each dessert individually, fold the cream and hazelnuts inside, and shape them into triangles, just like you saw in the video. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. It's free, and subscribing helps me a lot as I work hard to grow my channel. Share it with your friends and family, and your support means the world to me. Thank you so much in advance. I repeat the same process, and you can also place any fallen hazelnuts inside. Now, I arrange them on a baking tray with the tips slightly overlapping each other. If I don't do this, my desserts will puff up while baking and the edges will open up. Now, I brush all the desserts with the melted butter and bake them in a preheated oven at 385 Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. Make sure they bake well. Don't assume they're done just because the edges look golden right away. They need to be fully baked and crispy. My desserts are ready and now they need to cool completely. Once they've cooled, I pour the syrup over them. I always pour the syrup on when both the syrup and the dessert are cool because I don't want them to soften. This method helps keep them crispy and crunchy. I've been doing it this way for years. I've used the other half of the phyllo dough to make this dessert as well, and it turned out to be a pistachio bomb. You can watch the full recipe in my next video. For the dessert to absorb the syrup properly, it needs at least 3 to 4 hours. Now that mine has absorbed the syrup, I'm moving on to the final step, decorating. I'm placing a pistachio in the center of each dessert to finish the decoration, and now they're ready to serve. Look at this, the crispy layers of phyllo dough with the creamy semolina filling. The perfect balance of crunch from the hazelnuts, and the pistachio in the center. Everything comes together so beautifully. The syrup is absorbed perfectly, making it sweet but still crunchy. It's a delicious masterpiece, a treat your guests will definitely love. Did you hear that sound? How crunchy does it sound? I turned the sound on for that part. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.